answered all the questions in essay. Like, no.
I'm sorry.
read,
Like,
Wow, that's
was-
hardcore. Murag assignment ba?
I'm sorry. Like, you're talking to an English major, okay? So
I know,
it's kind
right?
of like a little bit ingrained in me.
Yeah, because when she sent her file, I asked her to answer only the questions sa silong, diba? About yourself.
Yeah.
Like, I remember
yeah.
you sent me your answers about being a culinary chef, taking a sabbatical, taking care of your grandparents. That was all I needed. And here, ga essay gyud siya, ma'am.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Like, oh my gosh, paragraph. And then my word program right now is not showing a single error by English major.
Proofread. Proofread
English major,
Pageta.
goodbye. All right then, let's begin. Okay. Hello everyone, welcome to KatimaGaming. Today we are going to be tackling the popular issue of what's it like being a 30-year-old and playing video games, and also even tackle some side issues of what's it like being a girl gamer, being over 30 and playing video games. We know that even though the average age of gamers today, if you didn't know, was actually over 30 years old, yet we are still experiencing a lot of prejudice and maybe social difficulties of being a gamer at our 30s, especially here in Asia, with our elders actually having social expectations of us. So I am joined with our very prestigious experts. They're gamers and they're over 30, therefore they're automatically experts right here. And thank you so much for their time. I'm going to introduce them one by one. So we have Mr. Ron. He is actually a chef, graduated from culinary school, currently on sabbatical because he's taking care of his grandparents. He is an avid gamer and he's currently crazy about Final Fantasy 14. So check out his streams. He actually uploads his streams whenever he's doing raids with his friends. So go check him out. Links down below. Our next guest is Unicorn. We have a VTuber, guys. A VTuber. We're very lucky for having her time with us, and she'll be streaming soon on Facebook in 2020. And she's living with her fur baby. Also interesting, she is a girl gamer over 30 as well. So thank you so much both for coming. Mr. Ron, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I've been a gamer since, ever since I knew how to game. Like, I started off with a NES, and I've been playing for almost 30 years now.
Wow. Yeah, tell us, how did you get to gaming though? Tell us your story. Everyone's got a story to tell how they started. Like, for example, me, we all started probably in our age group. We all started somewhere with the net. Americans call it, Philippines call it NES. No, we call it family computer, Famicom.
Yeah.
Unicorn, growing up, did you call it Nintendo Entertainment System, or was it called family computer for you guys?
I don't think I ever called it anything. Because
It's
I
just
just feel
that.
like, hey, can we go to Ate King Kang's house so I can play?
We didn't know what it was, but yeah, the
I didn't
graphics
know
are
what
pretty
it was,
cool.
but I just
I can still remember the actual first thing that actually got me into gaming, because I was close to my neighbor. Like, he had this old CRT computer, like,
Wow.
with the whole thick screen thing.
Yeah.
And like, we'd always play the classic Prince of Persia game.
Prince of Persia, the side scroller. Yeah.
Yes.
That was so hard.
Died so many
though.
times.
That's
Died
so
so many
hard.
times as a kid. And then, like, I was spending too much time at my neighbor's house, so my grandmother just decided to buy me something to keep me inside our house.
Mhm.
So then she got me a family computer, or a NES, and the first game I really got into it was also Ice Climbers.
Wonderful. Yeah, Ice Climber is just an awesome game. Yeah.
Like Ice Climbers, Battle City,
Battle
like the
City.
tank
Yeah,
thing.
going up.
Yes, Bomberman, and of course Mario.
Yeah. Unicorn, how about you? Like, being a girl gamer though, like traditionally, I've noticed that girls are trained like from a very young age to serve a certain standard, right? They'll tell you have to know how to do this and do that to be a proper wife in the future and all that stuff. What about you? Like, how did you end up getting a controller in your hands?
I think I've been around like gaming my entire life, like my entire family games. We had this PC where it was like a Windows 95, and my grandma taught us how to play. Like it was the thing, like you had to launch it with like DOS and stuff. You had to type in the command.
dir/p run
Oh.
run. Does anyone still remember the codes?
And like I remember there was like Chips Challenge and this puzzle game called like Klutsky, and this cannon game called like Bang Bang, which I used to play with my brother.
What are the challenges you think you've experienced, especially living in Asia with social expectations? Tell us about that.
I don't think it ever got in the way of me getting to know people, because like for example, like in elementary, I would play like I would mention that, oh, I played like I play these games, and I never really had like snooty girls who were like, oh, you play video games. They'd always be interested, so I think I'm lucky
That's
in
good.
that regard.
Yeah, because I've heard horror stories. I've heard horror stories of some girls not or keeping it a secret that they're video gamers because people make fun of them. But yeah, I think like you've had a more better environment then.
Yeah, because I think gaming has just always been like a fact of life in my family.
Can you share to me an applicable skill from gaming that you've applied in real life? What about you, Mr. Ron? Have you ever applied knife skill with your cooking, or in Zelda you just mix it all in one pot? It's all a timer. Gotta hit the right
Like,
time.
Wait, so
I
much
would
cooking,
agree
Mama, I
with the
became a
driving.
chef.
Sometimes like you get the urge to do that, like especially when I'm really inspired. But where I think I applied gaming and even like anime watching to cooking is like time management. And like
Yes.
because cooking is mostly time management, and
Yes, yeah.
and multitasking. Those are two things you learn from gaming too.
That's true. That's true. Being able to multitask in video games is
Yeah.
Final Fantasy. Like you know which button's next for every timer, for every session,
God.
right? Like the shortcuts to get the right buff or the right healing. That's pretty.
Well, depending on which class you play, my God.
Yeah.
It's
So
like
yeah. Who said gaming wasn't good for you? Gaming definitely is.
It's actually kind of funny that you mentioned driving, because when my mom was teaching me how to drive, she was telling me, oh, don't cut corners because that's how you get into accidents. And literally what I said was, oh, is that like when I play Mario Kart and I cut the corner and I crash into the curb, and my mom just looks at me like, I'm scared now.
Yeah, because if you cut the corner in the older Mario Karts, you hit some kind of sand that slows you down, right?
It slows you down, and sometimes you crash into other people.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so actually, and even before I knew what like cutting corners was, like playing a racing game.
Yeah.
It's always better to go around.
Yeah. Like,
Thank you, Need for Speed Underground.
Yeah, I know, right? Actually, there was a survey and a research that stated that video gamers actually make for better drivers simply because of their hand-eye coordination. Okay,
Oh.
because we
I
do
can-
so well with our hands and how we react with our eyes. And planning. Like some people, they like doing farming, building for some reason. People who play video games actually plan better in a way in real life. Somehow they see things in a different pattern.
I guess it actually does teach you with like spatial awareness,
Yeah, spatial
Like
awareness, no
obstacle-
distance
yeah.
between one distance and another.
distances between objects, like awareness between movement.
Unicorn, being a female gamer, is there enough of you, and is there a support in your community for girl gamers?
I think first of all, I'm actually not a fan of the term girl gamers, because
Oh,
we are
really?
just gamers. We're just gamers. And
Period.
I feel like, yeah, just gamers, because like I feel like putting in the girl before the gamer kind of feels like you're trying to separate.
Ostracize. Yeah, make it a
why
thing.
is it like it's like, why is it separated, or so we just consider ourselves gamers. I play Counter-Strike. In high school. Yeah, I was a hell of a sniper. Now I'm probably completely shit, but
What? Yeah, you go to an internet cafe during our time. There are no girls. The only girl you will find is sa counter, ang cashier.
Oh,
Wag ibahin.
Yeah.
Musulod ka, dagang kayong manglingin mo. Puro mga laki ba? Suy, bayi.
yeah, that's
Uy,
true.
galingkod siya. Hala, gabut siya CSGO pa eh. Hala.
God, there are a bunch of girls actually who used to come in and play Counter-Strike. So like we are there, but I feel like gaming was always such a like a guy thing, I guess.
Yeah, it was always a male-centric kind of thing. I
Yeah.
mean, look at Lara Croft. That game was made for men. Tomb Raider. All right then. Wow, that's a great story. Like I never knew, because growing up in Dumaguete, it was always games was always a boy thing. If you're talking about games in our circle, diba, mustoryata, puro mga lalaki ra. Only the boys will talk about. All the girls, no girls allowed. They will steer away from the conversation. So yeah, it's very, very interesting to see that you were never alone, and that there really was, and still is, a gaming community even during our time. Was it difficult for you now that you're in your 30s to manage the time to play video games?
Working in the restaurant industry, like your time is like is very unpredictable.
Yeah.
Because you have shifting rotations, and like if one of your coworker calls out, like
You're
you have
in.
to fill in the shifts,
Yeah.
and like that's 16
That sucks.
hours straight, and you gotta do it. Yeah, and you gotta do it the next day again until they call back, and like that's why I actually played exclusively single player games for a while,
So you could take your
because
time. with
it got
yeah.
too difficult playing with other people.
What do you think is the biggest obstacles for people like us in our age, or even older than us, to be accepted, or video games as a whole to be accepted in the country? Because for me, for example, like growing up in the Philippines, people look down at video games.
We are still very.
This
we
is
are
a pageant
still very-
question, by the way. Pageant question.
Yeah. But I think by and large we're still very conservative
Yeah.
as a whole. It sounds so bad, but as like
No one
the
can see your
older
face. It's okay.
generations-
It's okay.
as the older generations kind of like fade away, because because
As the
with
next
them-
generation comes in, the mentality
Yeah, okay,
probably
that's
changes,
better.
right?
better way of putting
To be
it.
political, to say it more politically safe. As the next generation moves in, rather than saying as our elders die, as we come in, hopefully, the mentality
so
changes.
That's such a better way of putting it. But yeah, like as a newer generation come in, like gaming is more of just like a fact of life.
Socially
And
acceptable, right?
It's because like a lot of especially like the Gen Z now, they like everybody plays games, everybody plays Minecraft. It's actually kind of the opposite now. You might actually be ostracized for not
playing,
not having a game.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
It's
Totally,
actually the opposite now. Like if you don't play a game, if you don't
You're
have
weird.
you're like, oh, you don't play video games?
What?
It's like, what? You don't play Minecraft? Like, what do you do with your life?
Yeah. It's really true.
Oh,
I
you
do
don't
have
play
some.
Clash of Clans?
You don't play.
Like,
Even-
oh,
happened to
you
me
play
at work.
other real life?
That
Yeah.
happened to me at work. Like I got sort of bullied or ostracized for not playing Clash of Clans.
And that's a very specific game already, right? Like, whoa.
Yeah.
Clash of Clans is okay. I'm sorry
It's a
for people who play
browser
Clash
game.
of Clans, but it's kind of lame. Like there's such better games.
Oh, you heard it from
Yeah.
Unicorn here, ladies and
I'm
gentlemen.
not to be over.
We gotta get her demonetized.
First, I think the problem would be is like as Unicorn said before, is like the stigma that the older generation have over video games. But I think the only way as like other countries do it is to normalize it. Yeah.
Make it socially acceptable, and just
Mhm.
just bring it up, and maybe stricter rules when it comes to age. But Yeah.
Yeah.
The previous streamers we had, he said like he was traumatized because the internet cafe, the mother called the internet cafe for Jojo. It's like, Jojo, imong mama, katawag na, pauli na. Sa internet cafe, I was like, hello.
The shame.
You would imagine, yeah, you can
The
imagine the shame
shame.
in the internet cafe. It's like, and then you see the guy stand up. But yeah, I mean, like,
Gisugat ni mama.
hello. Bitaw. I've even seen mothers come into the internet cafe looking for their child. You know, that's
Oh yeah,
because-
same. Hey.
yeah,
Yeah,
internet
I
cafe.
feel that.
First gaming character crush. Chung Lee, go. Ron, go.
Tifa. Tifa
Huh?
Lockhart.
Tifa.
Lockhart.
Oh, Tifa.
Oh my god.
Pixelated Tifa.
I mean, it's
I
still
mean,
my idea.
She was so pixelated, man. Unicorn, go.
Chris Redfield from Resident.
Oh my
Evil
gosh,
Yeah.
Chris Redfield, nice.
Good choice,
Leon,
good choice.
Leon, all the way, because he has a boy band look. All right, guys, that's all we have for today. Big thank you to Ron, our chef, culinary / gamer. Thank you so much to Unicorn, our VTuber, soon to be streaming on Facebook. Check it out. I'll definitely link all of their credentials, all of their stuff down in the comments below. Ron, Unicorn, audience, thank you so much for having them here, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care.
All right.
Hi.
Thank you. Good night. Be safe. Well, this has become a missionary dating because all of a sudden I've been converted. You know, who knew? I was like, di missionary dating ko ba eh?